The song is about the idea that dropping bombs on people's heads does not solve the world's problems. It is about the idea that endless war does not stop war.
So we're on our way to pick up Justin from the airport.
Yes, Mr. Justin Sane.
I'm just wondering, where did your relationship with Justin begin?
I first met Justin at Warp Tour in 2004, I think. And I did an interview with him and Chris Toot after the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was one of the best interviews that I'd ever done. I was really stricken by, you know, how bright these like two seemingly punk kids are.
How did he end up becoming such a focus in the film?
Well, when you meet Justin, you'll see why. I mean, he is an incredibly charismatic person, and I'm going to try and not kill us on the road. Yeah, he's an amazingly charismatic person, and you know, he is so articulate, and he's very open. You know, he loves to talk about his life and his passion.
I was the youngest of 9 kids. Obviously, my parents were Catholic. My dad was from Ireland. A lot of the Irish traditional music are songs about injustice and songs about human rights. And that was certainly something that I picked up as a very young kid, these songs talking about poor people living through the injustice of capitalism. I can remember very, very young watching a war movie and thinking that it totally kicked ass. And I remember my dad walking in and saying to me, "Don't you ever join any man's army." And I'll never forget that.
It's almost like they're robots. I mean, they're just dehumanized, they're unfeeling, and they obviously don't care. It's an unnecessary show of imperialist power. I mean, here are these public servants that are supposedly here to protect us, and what are they doing? They're just intimidating people, bossing people around. But this is really just a show. I mean, they're not protecting anybody from anything. If anything, they're the problem. And you know, in my experience of coming to events and protests such as this, you know, ultimately it is the police that are the problem. Ultimately, it is the police that cause the troubles and create violence. And you know, these suits that they're wearing are just the classic visual example of that. You know, they're meant to intimidate, and I think they do it pretty thoroughly. But what's great is that there are these people here just standing in their faces and saying, we're allowed to be here. This is our right as human beings and individuals and citizens of this world. We're allowed to be here. And I think it's an important statement to make. Even just being here facing them down is that makes a statement all in itself.
United will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
I think that the film signifies this. I mean, it shows that there are young people, they're multiracial, they're male and female. They're aware of what's going on in the world and they care. And you know, they're looking at an oil spill in the Gulf. They're looking at global climate change. They're looking at a decline in a standard of living. They're looking at being told that you know, their lives might not be as good as their parents' lives were. That and I think they just see this overall moral decline with endless warfare going on overseas and almost warfare on the poor. The movie's important because I think the movie signifies that there's a voice and that there's a community of diverse people that you know, in the end, it's summed up by this, and they're here, and but I think that music is something that brings those people together. It's something that those people can rally around. I think that it's legitimate to say that music is something that's very important in young people's lives. When music actually is saying something, and you know, they have open hearts, they have open minds, they're willing to hear those things. I think that it's reasonable to say that music is having an impact on the way they think and why they're out here on the streets today. For myself personally, it was bands like the Dead Kennedys, The Clash. Those are bands that inspired me to get involved in activism. So I know just from my own personal experience that music certainly can have an effect on people and encourage people and inspire people, enrage people to get out in the streets and to make a change. And you know, what's going on here right now today, I think this is really important because the rulers of this world, they don't want to see this. What they want to see is people being dictated to and taking it. And when we don't show up on a day like today, then they believe that they can walk right over us and do whatever they want. And you know, you might say that this protest, it's not going to change anything, it's not going to do anything. Well, it sends a message to those corporate rulers that, you know what, people aren't just going to take what you spoon out laying down. They're going to fight back. They're going to resist. They care about the planet. They care about people. And corporate profits is at the very, very bottom of what the people of this world care about.